Hi, my name is Spring Horton. I am the founding member, I guess you could say, of the Lickety Split Production Company. This is a tie-in video for our first published book over at Smashwords, a book of poetry called Rites of Passage, written by me. I thought I would read some of my favorite poems, see if you like them, and discuss a little bit of my inspiration. So, here we go. My first poem is called The Cemetery. It is done in heroic verse, which is a Shakespearean device. Basically, it's rhyming couplets in iambic pentameter. The Cemetery. The wind a-howlin' 'bout old rusty gates, the moon eerie from oft-told fable waits. A mist shroud gathers round tombstones tonight, like ancient ghosts drawn toward the moonlight. The stars hang low, singing their feeble cry, but are no match for the moon-conquered sky. Long dead trees, gnarly twisted and black, leaf-bare sentinels, trunks dry and cracked. From a mausoleum comes an otherworldly groan, creaking and sighing inside its polished stone. Cold rusted iron screeching its tune, tales of the death we face one day soon. The next is called Ecstasy. It's also heroic verse. Our bodies together in warm embrace, two souls in motion in this secret place. Our loins are burning deeply with desire, two hearts beating fast, forever on fire. Lost in the joy of infinite connection, hands offering a world of affection. Skins slick with sweat on this heavenly night, your eyes like pools of inspiring delight. Slowly and gently our rhythm goes on. Ecstasy comes with the breaking of dawn. A night like no other, only with you. Kingdom of sensations for just us two. Hope you like that. Now the next is a ballad. Ballads are probably my favorite. They are most people's. Doesn't mean they're easy to write though. This is a traditional ballad called The Isles. Where the heather grows on old Glencoe, o' the fields of Kelly Green. A Cotswold hamlet softly dusted with snow, tiny birds ruffle and preen. Puffy white clouds sit on the surface of a pristine Cumbrian lake. Lose yourself in the maze of London's circus, the road is yours to take. Gentle waves lapping on a Norfolk shore, ancient castles here and there. Eerie mist hanging over the fields of Dartmoor, the smell of rain in the air. Searching for history on Edinburgh's streets, no cobblestone left unturned. Gothic cemeteries where life and death meet, heroic figures there interred. Legends old of mighty Welsh kings to Cardiff's modern gleam. Of these sparkling green isles I sing, a land of myths and dreams. Now, the next poem is a ballad in 14ers. It was inspired by A. Houseman and the trial of Oscar Wilde. It's called Oscar. With indignant fury they damned and cursed, of all the crimes this must be worst. For nothing else could cause such shame as the love that dare not speak its name. In an instant was smeared his life and name, this criminal who did not kill or maim. For his only crime was to give his love, a slap in the face to the Lord above. How could something so pure ever be wrong? We defiled and condemned it far too long. 2 years' hard labor the judge did dole, to bruise and break his poor gentle soul. They stole his family and they stole his health, leaving him to die alone without any wealth. This lover of life, this lover of men, for whom hatred cut short the life that should have been. Yes, Oscar Wilde, in case you didn't figure it out. If you have the book, you'll see that the last line of the first stanza is in parentheses, the love that dare not speak its name. That is actually a line taken from a poem called Two Loves, written by Oscar Wilde's lover, Lord Alfred Douglas. That poem was actually used to help condemn Oscar Wilde in his trial of gross indecency. To end with a regular old ballad, a little bit more lighthearted. It's called The Doodle Bug. The doodle is a tiny bug that lives inside your brain. He says there is no need to write, it's really too much strain. Just relax your little mind and let it wander free. Go ahead and waste your time, it's much more fun, you'll see. A scribble here, a scribble there. Pretty doodles do abound, and before you know what's happening, the day is gone, you've found. No poetry, no progress made, your words have gone astray. For the doodle has but just one game to while away your day. So, now I've put in a French verse. It's a poem called Despair. It's a rondo redoublé, which is as much fun to say as it is to write. I think you'll figure out the form as I go. How can we cause such despair to those that don't seem to fit? We leave their souls stripped bare, we push them toward the pit. Who are we to deem them unfit, wreck their lives without a care, shower their faces with spit? How can we cause such despair? We claim it is human to err, that one should forgive and forget, but many are simply unfair to those that don't seem to fit. We let kids think it hurts just a bit, the torments that sadden and scare, but once those fires are lit, we leave their souls stripped bare. Their dreams dissolve into air, the only choice they see is to quit. Their lives they can no longer bear, we push them toward the pit. Once again, something more lighthearted. I have a couple of free verse. I do still write free verse. This one is called Personal Ad. A most knightly courtship sought, with lovely gentleman Brit. For you I long to be caught up in your charm and wit. Alone and waiting for you, must love dogs and Stephen Fry. Poets Oscar Wilde will do, one who'll let me see you cry. Must be unafraid to dream, and follow through to the end. Like a bit of spotlight gleam, broken hearts you long to mend. Sense of humor is a must, perhaps a comedy king. You need not be upper crust, long as class is what you bring. Here I am waiting for you, like a gentle ocean breeze, one with right accent and vim, hoping he likes what he sees. And I shall end my favorite poems with My Truth. To see the world in all its glory, to see myself in all I can be, to know life's all right at the end of the story, these are the things that set me free. To love another without hesitation, to swim in the warmth of an ocean blue, to make another smile in total elation, these are the things my soul holds true. To dream of a way to make the world better, to stand for what I believe, to hold forever to the power of the letter, these are the things that need no reprieve. To hold the hand of one I hold dear, to hope for a life without pain, to make choices without thought of fear, these are the things that always remain. To respect others in their choices, to give my love to all who seek it, to never drown out their voices, this is my truth, and so I speak it. Now, I thought I would end with a few of the poems that have inspired me. One, as I said, being A.E. Houseman, The Color of His Hair. Now, I'm reciting this from memory, so please feel free to comment and tell me if I'm doing it wrong. Oh, who is that young sinner with the handcuffs on his wrist? And what has he been after, that they groan and shake their fists? And wherefore is he wearing such a conscience-stricken air? Oh, they're taking him to prison for the color of his hair. 'Tis a shame to human nature, such a head of hair as his. In the old days 'twas hanging for the color that it is. But hanging isn't bad enough, and flaying would be fair for the nameless and abominable color of his hair. Oh, a deal of pains he's taken, and a pretty price he's paid. to hide his pull or diet of a mentionable shade. But they've pulled the beggar's hat off for the world to see and stare, and they're taking him to justice for the color of his hair. Now 'tis oakum for his fingers, and the treadmill for his feet, and the quarry gang in Portland, in the cold and in the heat, and in between his spells of labor, and the time he has to spare, he can curse the God that made him for the color of his hair. Now you may be wondering, if you haven't figured it out, that poem was actually so dangerous that it wasn't published until after Houseman died. It was actually written during the trial of Oscar Wilde. Now, the color of his hair obviously alludes to Oscar's sexuality. The interesting thing about the poem is that it's a double, because he's using the color of his hair because he can't really talk about sexuality, it was too dangerous. But at the same time, he's also saying that Oscar Wilde's sexuality was just as uncontrollable as the hair color he was born with. I find it a very great poem. This one, Stop All the Clocks, by W.H. Auden. I found this from a friend and fellow writer for Lickety Split. And yes, it's also depressing. Auden wrote it after his lover died. Stop all the clocks, cut off the telephone, prevent the dog from barking with the juicy bone, silence the pianos, and with muffled drum, bring out the coffin, let the mourners come. Let aeroplanes circle, moaning overhead, scribbling on the sky the message, he is dead. Put crape bows round the white necks of the public doves, let the traffic policemen wear black cotton gloves. He was my north, my south, my east and west, my working week and my Sunday rest, my noon, my midnight, my talk, my song. I thought that love would last forever. I was wrong. The stars are not wanted now. Put out every one. Pack up the moon and dismantle the sun. Pour away the ocean and sweep up the wood, for nothing now can ever come to any good. Yes, sad, but beautiful. William Ernest Henley, Invictus. A little bit of inspiration to end with. Out of the night that covers me, black is the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Well, thank you for listening. I hope it inspires you to buy the book, perhaps write your own poetry. We have many more titles coming from Lickety Split, so watch this space.